Where do I begin? Where do I begin with this? So apparently the state of play that Sony has actually brought out, considered their state of play, has got to be the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. It has got to be the biggest joke I've ever seen in my entire life. Sony, what in the hell are you guys doing, man? Like, what have you guys been doing behind the scenes? What have you guys been actually doing, though? Because it's quite evident that when looking at for the past 4 years, 4 to 5 years, it's quite evident that we all know how useless the PlayStation 5 is. And judging by the looks of it, like most of the PlayStation 5 games are on PS4 as well. So it's like, what's the point? But anyhow, I was watching the state of play that other day, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell are they doing? You know, the only thing that I actually found appealing, well, there was like a few things that I found appealing. The state of play was a complete joke. I mean, well, let's all admit to it. That was a complete disaster that Sony did, though. And people say, "Oh, but it's a small thing." Doesn't matter. That was at least a showcase, though. You know, I have never been this embarrassed. I've never been this appalled. Like it was completely repulsive. Like the whole thing was the most repulsive thing I've ever seen in my life, though. That was obviously the worst. Probably the worst franchise thing I've ever seen in my life. Like seriously, who the hell wants to actually make something that bad though? Like seriously, how can you stoop down to that level? How can you stoop down to that level? Like seriously, like what are you guys doing? So yes, like I said, there was only like a few good ones that were actually there. Like let's see, Dynasty Warriors. What else was another one? That's probably that Astros thing, but I don't even play much of Astros playroom anyways. But yeah, Dynasty Warriors, and there was also another one though. But it's like I said, it was the worst state of play ever. Like it was the worst state of play ever. It was the worst state of play ever. Like I don't know what they were thinking about with this thing. It just tells you the PlayStation 5 will go down as the worst ever console ever made, man. Like it's gonna go down as the worst console ever. Like. When you have a catalog that desperate, Sony, to the point that where you just make it to the point where it's like less than mediocre now, just it's beyond me though. And these Sony ponies that are going around trying to say, "Oh, but it's just a small thing, man. You're just running this. It's just fucking Xbox makes fucking tough." Listen, man. Enough of Xbox for once, though. I will be taking a look at the Xbox showcase though, and actually just. Keep looking at it multiple times, dissect it, just try to take a look at it all times, though. But seriously, to you Sony ponies out there, man, like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, shouldn't you be hyping up good games? I know this is, like, heavy criticism, but my God, you guys got to be doing something now. The Call of Duty partnership is over with you guys. You guys need to do something now. You guys got to start making some good games now. What have you guys been doing? Because the only thing I've seen you guys been doing is just been dogging on other fanboys, especially Xbox all the time. I mean, here's the thing. I don't even look much into Twitter at all because, Twitter's garbage nowadays. But it's like, when you look at at these Sony ponies' Twitter, it's like a complete bonanza and all that. But judging by the looks of this, man, I think really, hey, get down. But judging by the looks of this, man, Sony, you guys have been complete trash nowadays, man. You guys have been complete trash. Like I've looked at your catalog, I've looked at everything, and it's a complete joke. What have we only been having for this generation, though? What have we only had that was actually good? Demon's Souls remake, Helldivers 2. And here's the thing: Demon's Souls was a remake made for the PS3, so let's get that in mind. Demon's Souls remake, then Helldivers 2. There was maybe a couple others that were good, but that's pretty much it. That's it. That is it, man. I'm telling you right now, that is it. So, and judging by the looks of this, man, I cannot believe how stupid and retarded most fanboys are. Why do they even, you know what? I'll tell you why. Here's another thing. Here's another reason why Sony ponies are just so stupid and retarded. These people that are here right now with the PS5, they were never there back in the PS3 era. Hell, they were never even back in the PS2 era where I started, the PlayStation 2. They were never even there back in the PS1 era. This whole community of Sony is used to being so bad and so trash and so mediocre that right now they could eat up anything at this point. They could literally eat up anything. Seriously, who the hell wants to be mediocre, man? Are you kidding me? Who the hell wants to be mediocre and just saying, "Oh, whatever's right for Sony, man, whatever's right for Sony." I cannot believe that though. Like seriously, who the hell wants to do that type of thing? Like seriously, give up the state of play or something. Like make something better, Sony. What have you guys been doing besides giving us bomb after trash after trash after garbage after garbage? Because we all know that when Sony lost that Call of Duty partnership, when Microsoft acquired Activision and all that, it just tells you that they're completely weak without that thing. Like when PlayStation got that partnership, they went lazy though. Because after like doing a little bit of research though, compared to what the PlayStation exclusives we had back in the PS3 era, compared to the library we had back in the PS2 era, compared to the library that we had in the PS1 era, are substantially and actually way better than the PlayStation 5 library. The PS5 library, there's literally nothing actually good except those other two exclusives that I actually talked about. Maybe a couple others though, but you can't do it. You cannot do it, man. The PlayStation 5 library has to be the worst library ever, man. And some people were saying that PlayStation 5 was going to go to third parties like Xbox and all the other platforms are. Which, in that case, if that's true, then that just tells you that Sony has been completely mind-fucked by the cult, man. They've been completely mind-fucked by these retards and all that. That's why, like I said, those millions of PlayStations that they sold doesn't mean anything at this point. Because you know what they've been doing? They've been sitting back. They've been hanging around being lazy. And that's what happens when they bring in garbage stuff like that. Because you know what? As soon as Call of Duty is going to Game Pass and all that stuff, guess what? They're gonna start losing money. They're gonna start dropping balls. So this is by far the worst PlayStation ever showcase ever. And like I said, it's a short state of play though. But please, come on, Sony. You guys got to be better than this, man. You guys have to be way better than this thing. You should. Where were you guys? Oh, you know what? Wait a second. This is probably not. Like I said, this is probably not them from the past though. This Sony from the past have probably already moved on or whatever. You know. Every fucking year, it's like, dude, give up all that stupid nonsense you're doing. Like seriously, who the hell wants to play a little Overwatch shooter game, man? Leave Overwatch alone. Fucking ridiculous, man. Like they just keep bringing in trash after trash every goddamn year. I will go take a look at the Xbox showcase again, and I'll give you my honest verdict of that. But if I'm going to be honest with you, this PlayStation showcase is a complete joke. It was a catastrophe. It was the worst thing I've ever seen, dude. And I know I may be like a week or two late, but man, who gives a fuck, dude? That was the worst showcase ever, man. You probably have to see what's going on the radio, you know. And like I said, most people have been dogging on other platforms, especially Xbox, though. So it's like, dude, if you focus on yourself, like you just focus on yourself for now, like your little platform for now, like if PlayStation just focused on PlayStation, and Xbox focused on Xbox, and Nintendo focused on Nintendo, and PC focused on PC, whatever, you know, trust me, you'll be higher than you are right now, because all this trash talk and all this nonsense, you know, all that, you know, just going around just belittling others for nothing when you don't even have the right to do it. It's not going anywhere. So, yeah. So this is probably going to be my last time I'm ever going to make a video for PlayStation, though. Because the fact is, at this point, it's like watching paint dry, dude. It's like watching a football game lost every fucking time, dude. Like it's literally like that. It's like you're waiting until it's like you're like, okay, bullshit, I'm out. So this is probably my last time I'm ever going to make a PlayStation video, though, until like Sony does something actually improving. Because seriously, give up that freaking partnership, Sony. Because seriously, you guys have been lazy since the PS4 era. Honestly, the last ever console that they ever made that was somewhat decent was the PS3. Everything else after that just went just trash. Trash, you know? There's no reason for me to go ahead and pick back up a PS5. Like I said, I had it before and I took it back and I got my full refund from it. Why you say that? Come on now. Every goddamn year they do this.